We pray that you help us to come in with the spirit of unity. Even though we may disagree, let us not be disengaged or disagreeable with one another. Help us to work together as brothers and sisters. We thank you for the wisdom you've given our city leaders. We thank you for the blessings that you bestowed upon us here in Ocoee. And we say a special prayer in remembrance of those we lost on 9/11. And let us never forget the freedom that is not free, the freedom that was paid with a heavy price by the men and women of our armed services. Watch over our first responders, our police and firemen, as they go out every shift, Lord. Remind their families that as they watch over us, you will watch over them. So we're so careful to give you the praise, the honor, and the glory you do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Here.
Commissioner Wilson?
Here.
Mayor Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Ferstner?
Here.
Commissioner Oliver?
Here.
All right, we're going to do the tentative budget public hearing. All right. This is public hearing on the tentative budget and proposed millage rate for the city of Ocoee. Notice of this hearing was contained in the notice of proposed property taxes mailed by the property appraiser. The city commission has previously set a proposed millage rate of 4.950 mills, which represents a 4.36% increase in millage over the rollback rate of 4.743 mills. City Attorney.
The preliminary millage rate set by the City Commission and contained in the trim notice is 4.950 mills. The maximum millage rate, which may be levied by the city by regular majority vote for the 2024-2025 fiscal year, is 7.0235 mills. Such maximum millage rate having been determined pursuant to Section 200.185, subparagraphs 3A Florida statutes. The establishment of a millage rate between 7.0236 mills and 7.7259 mills requires a two-thirds vote, a supermajority of the membership of the City Commission, or 4 votes. The establishment of a millage rate between 7.726 mills and 10 mills requires a unanimous vote of the City Commission. Additionally, any millage rate adopted above the preliminary millage rate of 4.950 mills would require notice by first-class mail to each taxpayer. The tentative millage rate adopted at this hearing will become the maximum millage rate, which may be adopted by the City Commission at the public hearing on the final millage rate. A unanimous vote or a two-thirds vote may be required to adopt the tentative millage rate as the final millage rate. At the final public hearing, the City Commission may adopt a millage rate which is less than the tentative millage rate.
Okay, we're going to go to item C, briefing by Finance Director.
Good evening, Commissioners, Mayor, and Mr. Shadricks. Before I start on the presentation, I just wanted to first say thank you to Mr. Shadricks and Mr. Rumor. It's the first year that I've worked so closely with them. It's their first official budget for the city of Ocoee, and change in leadership, change in ideas, change in philosophies worked really well for us this year. And a budget is a team effort, and I want to thank everyone that is hanging out on that back wall back there, because every single one worked really hard, because this budget was probably the more difficult budget that I have done, and this is my 6th budget for the city of Ocoee. So with that, we will get started. So our budget priorities continue to be investment in public safety, infrastructure, and pay, emphasis on sidewalks and road resurfacing, replacement of key utility infrastructure, providing safe roads, and expanding viability and quality of life for citizens through parks and leisure. And one of the parks that our parks team and Ms. Corliss helped to open this year is displayed there for us. Very impressive. Moving forward into 2025, our priorities and opportunities are the Ocoee Regional Sports Complex, updates to the comprehensive plan and the land development code, achieving the vision of a vibrant downtown, and addressing the aging infrastructure outside of the downtown area. Some economic highlights from the previous year. So our taxable value is virtually flat from the previous year. That means that your ad valorem tax revenues are virtually flat from the previous year. Those assessments reflect 2023. This is important, and I want to highlight this for a moment because we are in 2024. We are budgeting for 2025, but we are relying on 2023 estimates. And we all know what has happened in the housing market in 2024. Prices have sagged, development has slowed, values have not climbed as they were climbing in the previous years. That will not be reflected until your 2027 budget. So think about that. That lag in what's happening this year will be reflected a couple of years down the road. So when we're thinking budget and we're thinking, you know, how we're going to use the funds the city has available, we have to keep in mind what might be in store for us in the next couple of years. The Consumer Price Index for the last 12 months ending in July was 2.9%. Median sale price was virtually unchanged. I'm very proud to say that the city of Ocoee has been very successful because one of the things that we have done well is we have used conservative budgeting and conservative fiscal stewardship. But we're not without our challenges, and one of those challenges is retaining employees. The cost for retaining employees across the board is rising higher than inflation. Some agencies have given across-the-board increases as much as 10%. Winter Park has increased their salaries by $2 an hour. We are proposing, excuse me, and have adequately budgeted for a 6% increase for all general employees. That is already in the budget that was presented to you. Another challenge we face is the increasing cost of public safety. Our police department currently has 15 vacancies that we are having a difficult time filling. Retaining and recruiting officers is getting more difficult due to starting salaries. Our current starting salary is $50,000. Under the current contract we have in place, that will go to $52,000 on October 1st. However, we have adequately budgeted this year, the 2025 budget, funds to address police salaries, which will help make us competitive. So that budget is before you tonight. Up there on the chart, you can see where some of our local agencies are in their starting salaries for their officers. As you can see by this chart, increasing public safety costs for police, that is from 2013 to 2024. Those costs are exponentially climbing. I will point out that in 2024, that budget included the $10 million that we set aside for the police training facility. So that's a little bit skewed, but even if you take that $10 million out, we're still nearly flat with last year. And our police officers and our police chief will tell you that we worked very diligently with him to trim his budget this year. They all would have liked to have had a little bit more to work with, but we all had to sort of pinch a little bit this year. When it comes to fire, this chart says it all. You can see that trend line that just keeps going up, the two outliers. In 2023, we purchased the tower truck. That was we bought it because we were able to get it at a much better price than had we waited. And back in 2020, we set aside the $5 million for the new fire station, but their costs continue to escalate. The purple bar in this chart represents our fire fees, which we charge our citizens and businesses, and those fees are not keeping up with the pace of escalation of the cost. So I just wanted to point that out. Higher costs include vehicles and equipment replacement and operating costs. And to hire an officer, this is not up here, and Mr. Shadracks didn't know I was going to say this, But to hire an officer, a brand-new officer, first time to the force, a new position increasing, $180,000. That's not salary. That's $180,000 to equip that officer to serve the city. So as we're increasing population and we need to increase the size of our police, that was police. That was police. I got my two confused, but $180,000 I outfit a police officer. I don't know the cost to outfit a firefighter, but if we want to know that, I'm sure that Chief Smothers can tell us. Our fire department is in urgent need of replacements of life packs, stretchers, and power load systems. We need ALS 360 EMS equipment, and we need to maintain those equipment, and that maintenance contract is $31,337 a year. We sign a 10-year contract, $313,000. Nothing is inexpensive. Fire needs 3 additional crew members to man the tower truck, which we purchased last year. We need handheld radios. They need a new boat. We need self-contained breathing apparatuses. We need to replace an engine, and we need to replace 2 transport units. These costs are about nearly $2.7 million, and that's not including cost of employees. This is cost of equipment. Healthcare cost is a real challenge for us. This chart will show you that in the last 4 years, healthcare costs have climbed, and this is total, this is claims and administrative costs. They have climbed from $6.3 million to $9.7 million. As of today, our estimates for calendar year 2024 are 10.2. Health insurance, while we budget for it and we track it on a fiscal year, we have to report to the government on a calendar year, so I report these numbers on the calendar year. We're estimating costs will climb to 10.2, and of course, we haven't experienced the last few months of the year, so anything can happen. Millage rate trends. We are not the only municipality finding difficulty in balancing our budget and to remain competitive in the market. Cost of capital projects are going up. Inflation continues to be a real challenge for all of us. No municipality in Orange County lowered their millage rate this year. Most stayed flat, and 5 actually increased their millage rates this year. For us, we're balanced at 4.95 mills, which is the same as 2024, FY24. Our ad valorem revenue is about 22.9, an increase of 958,000 over the rollback, and 1.3 over last year. The increase is used to balance the budget, and believe me, that is not enough. We really had to work hard this year to balance the budget. We are accustomed to seeing 12% increases. That's not what we saw this year. In closing, our budget is balanced at 4.9 mills. We remain firm in our commitment to serve the needs of the city. We need to be competitive and address public safety costs. And we welcome questions and direction and adoption of the fiscal year 24-25 budget.
You through? Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir, you may.
Under this form here, you have all the different departments. Where's recreation? You got parks, but you don't have recreation.
He's looking at your detailed list. They may not have had anything detailed in their budget, sir.
They don't have any kind of funding on that thing?
Oh, they have funding. That's not all
You
of their
got
funding.
every department except that.
They are funded. However, this is detail of their contracts. It's specific detail that rolls up into budget lines. I'll have Ms. Moreno look at it just now, in case we've just missed a
need that
page
on
for
this
you.
too.
For parks and
Huh?
recreation, you need to know.
Speaking of that, Mike, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Do you want to know for the parks and recreation, how much they budgeted?
Yeah, I want, every one of these different department has it laid out. Everyone except recreation.
Okay, because,
Parks is there, but not recreation.
yeah, because in the budget book, this itemized, are not presented in the budget book, but we have budget for the parks and recs.
All right, we need to put it on this too. All right,
I'm sorry, can you clarify that, Mr.?
Becky?
Does Brett have contracted services, is the question?
Yes.
Yes, she's looking it
Yes.
up right now for you.
yeah,
Are these the additional?
No, ma'am.
The breakout.
No, what this does is shows you, so each department has contracted services, professional services, and we ask them to, underneath that, to provide a detail of what they're spending those funds on. It looks like we may
Yeah.
have accidentally left off the recreation.
I think it's on page 141, somewhere around there.
I know that, but I'm going with this.
Okay.
We will correct the list, and we will
Okay.
send it out via email to all of you. But if you
Okay.
would like to see that this evening, we can
Okay.
bring it right up here on the computer.
I had requested those extra schedules last time, and so they're just providing them as a habit. I appreciate it, thank you.
All right, we're gonna go, let's see, I will now call upon the public for comments and questions regarding the tentative budget. All right, Mr. Moyer, you on board?
How long is it, Mr. Mayor?
5 minutes.
Thank you.
Clock's ticking.
Yes, sir. Jim Moyer, Arden Park, second generation Marine. And I'm an accountant by profession. I've prepared well over 20 budgets previously. So I commend Director Roberts and her staff for all their hard work. I'd also like to thank the city for flying the flags at half-mast on Patriots Day. Thank you so much. In 1976, I was in the Marine Corps, and I was on a Caribbean cruise. We went through the Caribbean, we came up the East Coast, we joined a big convoy of ships in Norfolk, and we went into New York Harbor. We celebrated the bicentennial, and never in my life have I seen such patriotism as that day. And I grew up in Philadelphia. I mean, the Independence Day, Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, Betsy Ross House, Valley Forge, they were in our backyard just like Disney World is in our backyard here. Fast forward to 23 years ago today, I was working for the Salvation Army in central Pennsylvania. It was a tragic event. I had a role in planning and sending supplies to New York, and it turned out to be a very patriotic time. The Salvation Army, the next few years, had patriotic events. Now, I want everybody to realize that we, the municipalities and cities throughout this country, our states and our country as a whole, will not have an opportunity like this, like we have right now and the next 2 fiscal years in 50 years. 250 years ago in Philadelphia, this month and next month, the First Continental Congress was meeting. Next fiscal year, starting in October, 250 years ago, the Revolutionary War began and the Army was formed. If you jump ahead to the next fiscal year, which would be 25-26, the United States Navy was created 250 years ago, and also the United States Marine Corps was created 250 years ago, and this country on July 4th, 2026 will be 250 years old. There won't be an opportunity like this until this country turns 300 years old. Now, I'm not asking for any changes in the millage rate. What I'm asking for, and I'm an accountant by profession, in my humble opinion, nobody knows this budget like the finance department. I'm asking for an earmarked amount for the next 2 fiscal years of not less than $10,000 per fiscal year to be earmarked for patriotic projects, to be determined. So thank you very much for your time. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Dr. Moyer. All right. I don't have any more forms for the public, so we're going to go to the commissioners. Now call upon the city commission for comments and questions. So I guess first comment would be Dr. Moyer. All right, we'll start with Commissioner Oliver.
Just looking at the budget here, compared to what we first proposed in our workshops and where we are now, one of my main concerns was the first responder public safety was definitely a concern of mine, to make sure that we were able to handle that. And thank you for putting the slide up to talk about the comparisons between other municipalities versus where we are in the plan to bring us up to speed where we need to be. So public safety definitely was one of the main things that I was concerned about. And just seeing what we have here now, you have actually distinguished those concerns. So I'm happy with what I see here, and I think you've actually did a great job in balancing this budget. Thank you. That's all I got.
You have any comments on Dr. Moyer's request?
Jim, thank you so much for your wealth of knowledge. You think about things that none of us probably do think about, and you bring all these statistics to the table to back up the thing that you're saying. As far as patriotic events, I know we already have different events for Memorial Day, and we celebrate 4th of July. So we do have some patriotic events that we are already celebrating. If you want to add more to the table, I don't see any problem with that. Again, of course, it's not up to me, but I have no problem with it. I will support your efforts to bring more patriotic events to the city and to the forefront, especially when we only have this time within the next 3 years to celebrate them. Then it'll be another 50 after that. So, yeah, I definitely support what you're saying. Of course, but it's not up to me, though.
Commissioner Fershner.
I agree with everything that Commissioner Oliver said. I'm certainly glad that we have addressed the public safety issue, and I think the plans that we have will prove out to help both the police and fire department in recruitment and retention of new employees. We do have to be careful because they're the two biggest departments with the biggest budgets, and we have to probably start scrutinizing them a little more closely, to see if everything is necessary. As far as what Dr. Moyer has presented, I agree with Commissioner Oliver that, we do celebrate the patriotic holidays during the year, and anything other than that, being the chair of the HRDB, you might want to bring those things up there. I believe we have enough money in that budget to where we can carve some out for additional celebrations or, promotions of patriotic type events. That's all.
Okay, Commissioner Wilson.
I don't think I can add much to what's already been said. It's just that this is the year that we are going to live very close to the land, supposedly, with 4.95. I commend the city staff, everyone here, for bringing this to the point where we can be 4.95. I mean, we see other cities that we read in the newspaper are going up on their millage rate. As you said, I think you said 6 cities?
5 cities.
6. I knew of 2 that were close to us right here that have gone up. And, I look at my trim bill, and when I look at that, I'm paying about $600 a year for all the services that I get from all of the departments that you represent. And basically, I look at it, I get good bang for my buck. We pay the county. Does the county, I don't get too many services from the county. There's some other items on there, but I'm looking at, when we sit here, we're looking at just the amount that we're dealing with in the city of Ocoee. And yes, we're going to have to live, it's going to be a very tight budget this year. So when people come asking for things, it's going to be tough. But we're going to have to say, might have to say no. very simple. I mean, we're going to do what we can with the money we have. We hope that the years improve. As you say, it's going to be 27 before we really reflect on what's happening in 25, 24?
Yes.
25. So, a lot to think about, but I appreciate everyone who's brought in a balanced budget, and great, Craig, you and Mike, and I know Rob was involved in that, but thank you very much, I appreciate it, that we're keeping it at 4.95. Thank you.
Commissioner Kennedy.
Questions as well, Mayor? I have a couple questions. Perfect. Finance Director Roberts, can you review the section of your presentation on the fire department and the graph that you have that shows the contribution margin fire fee? You said that that was reducing. Do you have those quantified numbers? Do you know what the contribution rate was historically versus what it is today?
I don't have that with me, Mr. Kennedy, but I could provide that to you. I do have the underlying data, but I did not bring the underlying data. The fire fees aren't reducing, they are continuing to climb because they're based upon, well, Mr. Shadrick's would.
You want me to jump in?
And we don't have that, I don't have a copy of that presentation. I do not.
Okay,
Which presentation are you
The
referring to?
one you're looking at, that graph and the data behind it, that's what I'm inquiring at.
okay.
The
I can bring it back
page
up.
8 in the presentation, yes. While you're pulling that up, I can tell the commissioner, the fire fee has remained unchanged since we put it in place. It's $69.50 per fire protection unit, which, you know, a traditional average 2,000 square foot house would be paying roughly $140 per year.
Okay. That's my only question I wanted to see. I like the graph. I think it's visually informative, but I wanted to see the data, the number behind it.
Looking it up, if you'd like to give me a second, I can sort
Sure.
of run through those.
Or you can
the data.
provide it later. I would echo the comments of the other commissioners. I think you all did a great job. I like that the millage is staying the same. I have being a CFO and preparing budgets myself, I actually have a different view. I think you all amazingly put a lot of new things in the budget. And I think that's great. I'm surprised that you were able to do that and staff was able to achieve so many of our objectives in that budget with the flat assessed fee. So thank you for that. Those are my only comments.
Mr. Kennedy, I do have those data points. I do have the data points if you'd like me to quote them for the fire fees.
I'd like to hear them on the record.
In 2014, our fire fees were $710,000. We went to 1.8, 1.9, 1.9, 2.0, 2.0, 2.1, 2.2. We climbed to 2.9 in 2022. If you remember, that's when we had a big boom.
Yeah.
And we have stayed relatively flat, 2.9, 2.9. And we anticipate about 3.2 in 2025.
So you're looking at 2.2 on 12, correct? If I read your graph correctly.
In 12,
You've got 12 million in 2025. The yellow bar goes to 12 million.
yes.
Thank you very much.
That it, Scott? Yes, sir. All right. There was something else I was going to ask you about, but, Well, as always, I'm amazed that we can come up with a budget as good as our staff does. They've done a great job. The budget is always a tough thing to do, and I know Craig is the city manager now, and he's had the finance department and Rob, I think Rob helped some on it, have come up with it and worked it out to where we can adjust and go to the police and fire thing like we were supposed to. Mostly the police this year, I think, and make sure we can be able to fill our slots for the police officers where we're losing them into the other areas in the county that it seems to be all the cities have raised their rates on the police and all, so that shows us why they're leaving to go somewhere else. So this way we get to keep them. So On the, next will be the briefing. Let's see. Let's go. Announcement by the finance director. You go ahead.
So the proposed millage rate remains 4.9500, which is 4.36% above the rollback rate of 4.7433. This percentage is the proposed tentative percentage increase in property taxes. This will require a regular majority vote.
Okay, before I go further with that, I want to make a comment about the patriotic things. Mr. Moyer, we have the money we carry in the, on the, what do you call it?
Contingency.
The contingency fund. We have money in the contingency fund that we need to do what you're talking about. We can do it out of that contingency fund. That way we can pull that from there. So that can be addressed at that. I don't know if it'd be $10,000, you know, but we need to do the budget every year, not 2 years ahead on that, but we can still pull it out of the contingency fund. So, now I'm gonna go back to the public. Anybody now have anything in the public to comment about what we've just done? None? So, okay, commission, y'all have any more comments? What we need now is the motion to adopt the tentative millage rate.
I'll make that motion. I'll make a motion, I'm sorry.
Motion made by Commissioner Oliver to adopt the tentative millage rate. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Kennedy. Any more comments?
I think you need me to read it.
You need to
Okay,
read the
go ahead.
title.
An ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, establishing a tentative millage rate of 4.950 mils for ad valorem taxes for the City of Ocoee for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025, providing for millage adjustment, providing for collection of taxes, providing for a 4.36% millage rate over the rollback rate, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
All right, we already got the motion and a second, so any more comments? If not, we're gonna vote. Let's vote. Motion carries unanimously. All right. Commission. Motion, we need another motion that the city commission adopted, we just did that. So,
Got to adopt the budget.
huh?
Adopt the budget.
Adopt the budget. All right, we need a motion for adopting the budget.
Do we need to read this? Or not, just?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to amend the tentative budget of the city of Ocoee as distributed along with the revisions proposed in the budget workshop.
Is there,
Nope.
can't hear.
Oh, I'm reading the wrong thing, okay, what am I supposed to read something? I'll make the motion, but
City attorney, read the.
Yeah, this is,
She read this one, but this is,
no, I made a mistake.
no, which one did you read?
I read this as long as it's on. I think we're.
City attorney needs to read the title.
Yeah, you got it yellow lined, okay.
Ordinance for the
We're at the one where the,
all right. An ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Orange County, Florida, adopting a tentative budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
you make that motion?
I guess I'll read it. I move the city commission adopts the tentative budget as distributed along with revisions resulting from the budget workshop. I guess, and it's amended, tentative budget public hearing tonight for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2024, ending September 30th, 2025.
And-
I've only done this for so many years, how many, like.
Right,
It changes.
Right, I would just say that there were no amendments tonight.
There were no amendments.
Right, so I think
All
you
right,
can
so
strip that from your.
we need a second.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Commissioner Fershner. All right, no more comments, let's vote. Motion carries unanimously. Before we conclude, I would like to announce the public hearing to consider the final millage rate and final budget is scheduled for Wednesday, September the 18th, 2024 at 6 p.m. to be held here in our City Hall Commission Chambers. The hearing has been advertised in accordance with the provisions of Section 200-065 Florida statutes and Section C-37 of Article 6 of the Ocoee City Charter. The appropriate ordinances necessary to adopt the final millage rate and final budget will be prepared by city staff and all other action necessary to comply with the requirements of Section 200-065 Florida statutes will be undertaken. Once again, you owe me, well, no, you're a couple minutes over.
Yeah, you gave it up.
So that's it, folks. We're adjourned. Thank you very much. Appreciate all the staff and all the employees. Thank you very much. Thank you, Craig, for a great job. Thank you. Ms. Roberts, thank you.